All right, guys, this is Kelly from Hills Deals and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course, and we have a special guest, Mr. Deandre Anderson, a mobile home investor. Deandre, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
All right, all right. So, Deandre, for those of us who don't know you, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, so I'm DeAndre. I'm 27 years old. I've been doing mobile home investing for a year now, but I've been doing real estate investing for about 4 years now in total. Yeah, and I'm based out of South Florida as well, but I do mostly everything virtually.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's interesting. Okay. And so, Deandre, are you no longer in single family homes or you just doing mobile homes?
So I'm doing a little bit of both, but I like the mobile homes a lot better. I like the cash flow is a lot better. The price point, the affordable part is a lot better. And I feel like I can scale the mobile homes a lot more better quickly than I can do with the single family homes. So I'm moving more towards going all mobile homes and just not doing single families at all.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that like the single family home market is a little more saturated than the mobile home business or
Yeah, the single family home market is very saturated. When you reach out to these sellers and you're dealing with these people, they're always like you're always a 10th, 11th, 12th person to get to them. When I'm dealing with mobile home sellers, the conversation is a little bit different because nobody approaches them about buying their mobile home. So it's like almost I'm gonna say little to no competition, barely. So I'm probably the first or second person to get to these mobile home owners when I'm marketing, whether it's Facebook Marketplace or however I choose to reach out to them.
okay. And DeAndre, you're doing something a little different. I checked out your page. You are actually, and I'll let you explain it to everybody how that goes about. You're actually buying land and having mobile homes delivered to the land, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And do you get any type of discount? Are these new mobile homes or how's that working?
So let me explain it. So I purchased it's a 6.9 acre parcel. I just round up and say seven. So I bought a 7 acre parcel of land, and it came with a double wide on the property. So when I first initially looked at the property, I was just going to be buying it for the land value, and I thought I was going to have to tear the mobile home down, because the owner said that it was in really rough shape and he didn't think it was savable. So I bought it. I bought the land. I bought it for land value, and it came with a double wide. So, and then when I had my contractors go look at it, I said, I'm going to save this. I love this double wide. I'm going to save it. So, to fast forward, I ended up rehabbing that mobile home, fixing it up, and then putting the tenant in there. And then what I decided to do, I'm like, you know what? I got there's so much land here. I want to be able to put more homes on here on this 7 acre parcel. So I started reaching out to the county, the city, mobile home dealers, trying to get an idea on what can I do with this, how many mobile homes I can put. So that was kind of where the idea stemmed from. So after a few, I'm gonna say like a few weeks of talking to the county, talking with septic installers, transporters, like I was literally trying to, talking to everybody about it. I bought my first single wide from a mobile home dealer, directly from the dealership, and it's actually right next to the property that I bought on the 7 acre parcel. So it's on the same parcel and it's right next to the first home that I bought and I rehab. So that was the first one that I got delivered. And then I just purchased a third single wide from an owner direct to seller on Facebook. He posted it on Facebook Marketplace because I'm always shopping on Facebook Marketplace for mobile homes because there's a lot of mobile homes posted there. You just gotta find the ones that fit what you're looking for. So he posted it on Facebook Marketplace. I negotiated the price with him. We signed a contract, and then I literally flew out because it's in Mississippi. I flew out to Mississippi, and we closed and did everything at the DMV. So to fast forward, I got that home delivered a few weeks ago, and I already got the dirt pad and the electrical and plumbing hooked up. So that one should be almost complete by this month. I mean, yeah, by the end of this month. So kind of, I guess you can kind of say I'm kind of creating my little own mini mobile home park.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So when you're dragging these mobile homes in, is there like a certain criteria that, the size of the mobile home has to be, the year? does the county even care?
The county doesn't care because there's no zoning. It's in a real rural part, so they don't really doesn't have any zoning. We just have to pull permits for everything, of course. But just me personally, I would rather right now everything that I'm buying, I'm keeping it the year 2000 and newer at the moment. So that's just my personal preference. But if I did, market and find a deal that was, a home, built in 1985 and it looked good, I would get that moved to my parcel as well. But the county and the area that I'm in, they don't really care about the year. They just want you to pay the property taxes. That's all.
Mm, okay. Okay. And do you mind sharing how much the property taxes are for the 7 acres that you have?
So the 7 acres, the property taxes, for the land itself, $900, $956 and some change for the
A
entire
ye a,
7 acre.
a
A
year?
year,
Oh,
yes,
that's
but
cheap.
the taxes in Mississippi are very cheap, cheaper than a lot of places. That doesn't include the taxes for the mobile home taxes are different since it's personal property, but for the land itself, only $900 a year.
Okay. Okay. And just throwing this question out, how much is the property taxes for each of the mobile homes that you have out there currently? Because people don't believe it when I tell them that, the property taxes are so low for a mobile home versus a single family home. How much do you pay?
Man, for the first single wide, it's only $300 a year. We're talking about a year. And then for the one that I just bought direct to seller, it's only $243. So, that's like I buy single families. I own single families. None of my single families property taxes are that cheap. Nowhere.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. And so did you get the mobile homes detitled? So now they're attached to the land or how did that work?
So I didn't get them attached to the land. I have the two titles. So I have the one that I bought from the mobile home dealer. I have the title to that one, and then the one I bought direct to seller, I got that title. The double wide that I rehabbed and rented out, that is already deeded to the land already. So that's tied in with 7 acres.
Okay. And do you plan on renting all of them out or is seller financing an option for you?
Yeah, so right now, the plan at the very moment is to just rent them out because I have a property manager there and I really like him and I really like their company. So I'm currently renting out the two that's there and I'm gonna be renting out this third one. But in the future, I'm gonna say in a couple of months, I do plan to put more. I'm gonna start buying everything as a package deal either from sellers or the mobile home dealers. I'm still figuring out what's the best route right now. And then once I do that, I'm going to end up doing seller financing. So I'm going to start seller financing all the homes versus renting them out. So the plan, long-term plan is to do seller financing. The short-term plan right now is just to, rent them out at the moment.
Okay. Because once you get them detitled and you get the mobile home attached to the land, then the property is going to go up, correct? The value of the mobile home is going to go tremendously, wouldn't you say?
Yep, that's correct. When it's titled to the land, it appreciates. Yep, that's correct.
Hmm. And then that way you can also pull the equity off of the property, correct?
Yep,
If
that's
you-
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you can get it's open to conventional financing or investment financing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. And so what is your long-term goal being in this business? You're going to buy other parcels of land or how do you plan on doing this?
So my long term goal right now. So with the 7 acre parcel that I have, my goal is to squeeze and maximize every single penny and dollar that I can get out of that 7 acre parcel. So I'm going to be creating, a full mobile home or operational mobile home park on that parcel. Once that's all built out and done and it's cash flowing and stabilized, then I'm going to be looking for the next parcel of roughly around the same size, something between 5 to 10 acres and literally doing the same exact thing. As far as, I'm okay with building the mobile homes like building the park from the ground up. I am open to buying existing mobile home parks, but I haven't done that as of yet and I haven't exercised it. So I'm actually liking the process of learning and building it from the ground up. So long-term goal, build out the 7 acres, get as much units on it as I can, buy another parcel and do the same thing all over again.
All right. And so, Deandre, are you licensed? Because I know, is there like a cap? How many mobile homes that you can purchase in your state without a
Uh, there,
license?
there's no, from what I know, what I'm aware of, there's no cap, and I'm not licensed at all. I can buy as many mobile homes as I'd like.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
And so, what would you say your favorite strategy is?
I like buy so honestly the most favorite strategy I like buying the land, getting the mobile home delivered, and is renting them out. It's a lot easier process than building a home from the ground up, where you have to do foundation and then brick, and it can take to build a regular single family home. Because I've looked into building single family homes as well, because I'm a land investor in general. And that process can take between 8 to 12 months. This is exactly what a builder told me. A new construction builder say, "Hey, yeah, if you want us to build this for you, single family is going to be 8 to 12 months or 9 to 12 months." And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. So then I start looking into the mobile manufactured home market, and the homes are already built; they're already complete. You just have to develop the land, and they get delivered. So the turnaround time on the mobile homes are a lot faster and quicker. So that's why I want to stick with that.
Mhm. And out there on the acreage that you have, do you have like is it well water or septic? Because I hear a lot of nightmares regarding the septic situation. What do you got going on out there?
It's a septic, but I've installed all brand new septics. All the septics are brand new. Well, two of them are brand new and one is existing. And we just did some maintenance to it, but it's pretty good. And then once you get it brand new, you got a warranty on it. So the company that did it for you, they'll service it within the first year if there's any problems or issues. But so far so good, but brand new septic systems.
Okay. And on average, how much would a septic system like set somebody back for like a single wide? I'm sure there's a different price for single wide versus double wide, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. For the single wide, the company that I use, they only charge me 4,300 to get the septic installation. And
Wow.
I did get three different quotes. So I went with the cheapest one, but I also looked at the reviews and the reviews are pretty good. But I did get a quote for one company for it was like 6 grand. Another company was like 55 or 5,800. And then I found this third company that was willing to do it for 4,300. And the reason I was able to get that price is because the guy who did the septic tank, he also does dirt pads. So he was also able to put the dirt pad price in there with it to make it cheaper. And then the same guy who does the dirt pads and the septic, he's also a licensed plumber and a licensed electrician. So being that majority of everything that I needed was going to go through him, he gave me a good price on electrical, plumbing, dirt pad, and the septic system.
Wow. He a jack of all trades, and he doing it.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Man.
I was asking him like, "Hey man, you do AC too, HVAC?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "You do the underpinning?" Nah, So I
Wow.
was asking him like, "What else do you do?" So those are his specialties. And honestly, he's been tremendous. So I'm gonna say that he probably does. I'm gonna say not 85 to 90% of what I need done to get the home, ready
Mm,
to get rented or whatever I decide to do with it.
mm. And why would somebody choose a dirt pad over the concrete pad? What's the rationale behind that? Because I really don't know.
Well, the concrete pad, that's a permanent foundation. So I believe when you put it, I'm not sure, but I think when you put it on the concrete pad, I don't think you can move it anymore if you remove the tongue or something like that. But when you put it on the dirt pad, you can still move it in the future. You could decide, you know what, I'm gonna sell it or I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it somewhere else, and then you can just, disconnect the plumbing, the electrical, everything, and then you can move it in the future. But I strongly believe with the brick pad or the brick underpinning, I don't think it can be moved anymore from what I think.
Mhm.
So
And so, Deandra, how are you going about finding all these deals that you're doing?
first I'm a land investor, so I look for vacant land parcels. That's my number one. I'm always looking for vacant land to either flip or buy and hold myself. But I like holding on the vacant land parcels that are zoned for mobile homes or the ones that have no zoning at all. So my first thing is going after the land. When I go after the land, these owners tell me, hey, well, this property does come with a single wide, a double wide. They'll kind of let me know that it comes with a home on it. So that's one way that I can find my inventory. And then the second way is Facebook Marketplace. I'm always shopping on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups, and I'm always looking for deals to buy, whether that's from a wholesaler I see or if it's from direct, from direct to the seller. And then the third way, I'm also pulling, mobile home lists, mobile home with land specifically. And I'm also marketing to those sellers as well, seeing if they want to, they're willing to accept a cash offer. So Facebook, regular, pulling lists of mobile homes, and then the wholesalers, or just looking for vacant land parcels, and it happens to come with land. So if I can find a vacant land parcel that has no zoning, or it has that mobile home zoning or that rural zoning, then I'm gonna buy those all day. Now, if it doesn't have the mobile home zoning and it's like a stick built, you got to build from the ground up, or something else, or a commercial land, I flip those. But I'm holding the ones for mobile homes because I like getting the homes delivered, and then I like renting them out for now.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
so, Deandra, is there like a website that you go to for the vacant land parcels? Is there a website, or
Well, yeah.
did you take a course or something on that? This is very interesting.
I use Data Tree to pull my list right now as far as with the vacant land parcels and the mobile homes. So on that software, they have vacant land, they have mobile home lots. So you can actually pull mobile home lots. Like, so when you pull the list, it's mobile home lots, or they just have a filter of mobile homes, and then you could just go strictly after those mobile homes. So I use a software called Data Tree to pull those lists currently.
Okay, and I'm sure that's not free, huh? The data tree.
No, the cheapest option they have is $50, 47 or $50 a month. So you
Okay.
pay that per month, and then you can only get charged like 9 to 10 cent on how much you pull. But it's 47 to $50 a month.
Okay. All right. And so what about wholesaling? Do you do any wholesaling at all?
So I wholesale the vacant land parcels. So I
Okay.
wholesale the vacant land that I find. I don't particularly wholesale the mobile homes. When I run into the mobile homes, I'm buying them and I'm keeping them, and I'm evaluating them as I'm going to keep it, because I don't want to sell those. I want to hold those because of the cash flow, because of the affordability. And honestly, I get less maintenance requests and I have less maintenance issues with the mobile homes than I do with my single families. So if it's a mobile home, I'm holding it, I'm buying it. If it's a vacant land parcel that by itself, then I'm just gonna wholesale the land. Or if this ever happened in the future, I may wholesale the land and just keep the home. So if I can find the land and then there's a mobile home on it, right? I will make plans to buy the home, transport it to my lot or put it somewhere, and then I'll just sell the land itself. But I really want to keep the mobile home if possible.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right. And so, DeAndre, when you are moving these mobile homes to the land or whatever, you also have to pay the transporter, correct?
uh-huh.
To
That's
transport.
correct.
Uh, what are your thoughts about somebody who's a new investor and trying to move a mobile home on a first time out the gate? What are your thoughts about that? I personally think that's a lot of work. What are your thoughts?
I think I agree with you. I think it's a lot of work. And you saying that, are you saying that them trying to move it themselves, or them trying to just hire a professional company to do it?
Hard, getting the pieces of the puzzle together in order to have it moved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a lot. But I hired a professional company that been doing it, and they did it for me. But for someone that's new, I would say maybe partner up with someone that may have, like, if you don't have like the cash or credit or the capital to do it, I probably would try to partner up with somebody, maybe split the rent with them or break them off on the back end, something like that. If you're brand new and you don't have the capital to get it moved. But I do recommend hiring a professional mover who's licensed, and who can pull permits and that has good reviews.
I got you. I got you. All right. And so, let's talk about the capital part of it. So how are you coming up with the capital to make as many, moves as you're making as far as purchasing the land and all these mobile homes? How are you going about doing that?
Yeah, so as far as with the capital, so my bread and butter is flipping the land, flipping the vacant lots. So I use a lot of the vacant land flips to fund the mobile home deals and to purchase the lots. So that's another way. And then going through the mobile home dealership, the dealership has financing options, and you can also get financing through the dealership, but on the newer homes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And when you're wholesaling this land, like you say, you go to this data tree website, you
Mhm.
find the land. So how does the wholesale paperwork go from there? Are you contacting the seller and y'all sit down, or how does that work?
So I'm skip tracing the list, and then I'm reaching out to the seller, and I'm making them an offer based on all the information that they give me and what I see online, pictures, and the data information. And then once I have all that information, I actually send them a contract, all virtually, all through like a DocuSign type of software, and we do everything electronically.
Okay.
And then I go ahead and I find a buyer who's going to be buying the land, a building company, a developer, somebody who wants the vacant lot. And then I just go ahead and I assign the contract to them with a assignment of contract. So we just flip in paper, making money in the middle.
So just similar as to wholesaling a house or wholesaling a mobile home, except you wholesaling the land.
Yep, wholesale
Yeah.
the land. Yep.
Yeah.
Unless it's
And
zoned for, mobile home use, then I'm looking to buy and keep it. If I can negotiate and get it at a good price, I'm keeping it.
okay. All right. And how do you determine if it's zoned? Do you have to go somewhere to figure out if it's zoned for mobile homes? Or would it be safe to say if there's a mobile home already sitting there, then it would be safe to say it's zoned? Because from what I understand, and I could be wrong because I don't know anything about that particular topic, just because a mobile home is there don't mean that it can stay.
That is
So,
true.
mhm.
Yeah. So you want to call the county and plan. You want to call zoning and planning, and you want to give them the address or give them the parcel ID of the parcel, and they'll let you know what is zoned for or what could be done, or if there's no zoning at all. Now, if there's a mobile home there already, then you can automatically assume that so it's in there, so it's fine. But that just may be kind of what you say. It may just be grandfathered in, and in the future there could be no more mobile homes put. So you really have to ask the county, like, hey, and you can tell them what you want to do. You can say, hey, planning and zoning, my name's Deandre, whatever your name is. I would like to put mobile homes on this parcel. Is that possible? And then the county and the planning or zoning, they're going to let you know, well, sorry, you can't do that anymore. That the one that's there is grandfathered in, but for the future you can. Or they're going to say they're going to give you the requirements in order to get the mobile home. They're going to say you need a mover's permit. You need to get a perk test. You need to get a survey, a wetland mitigation, whatever that they're going to tell you what's required if you want to do so. Or they're just simply going to say, yep, it's zoned for mobile homes. You can do it. Um, and then you can just basically take that information and you can go from there. But the planning and zoning will tell you all that for free. There's no charge for them to give you that information. They're actually trying to help you because they want a lot of counties and areas want more affordable housing. So they're willing to help you with the information that you need and even provide resources to get you there. So
Hmm. Hmm. And for those of us who don't know what a perk test is, what is a perk test and what is the normal fee for a perk test?
So where I'm located, as far as where I'm buying at, I only paid $225 for it. So, but a perk test can probably cost you from 200 to 500, depending on where you are. And a perk test is basically just a soil test. So they get a sample of the soil. From what the septic guy told me, he gets a sample of the soil, and he submits it to the county or the county or something like that. And then depending on the type of how the soil is going to determine how the soil holds the septic system, and then that can determine the type of septic system that's needed for the land or how many you can do or stuff like that. So it's
Okay.
basically, in short, it's a soil test.
Okay. All right. And so when you're wholesaling this land, how do you determine the value of the land? Because the seller wants one price and then you're gonna, pawn it off to a buyer. How are you determining the value of the land?
Yeah, so I look at the recent land sales in the area. So when I'm looking at the vacant land and I'm wholesaling, there's always a building company or a flipper or somebody that purchased vacant land somewhere within a mile or half a mile radius. So I just look at what was sold. So I could be looking at vacant land parcels that have been selling for, between 30 to 35,000 in a certain area, with 35,000 being the retail price. And then you start marketing to these sellers, and these sellers are wanting 50,000, 60, 40,000, for the same size kind of parcel. So with the sales that you saw, you know that you need to be, under 30,000 if you want to, make a profit. So I recommend looking at the sales in the past 90 days. And then if you don't see anything, probably go to 6 months. But all the data is there. So I get the vacant lots, I make them the offers at 20,000 or less, or 25, and then I can wholesale them and sell them for 30, 35, and I can make 10 to 15,000 on those wholesale deals.
Okay. And where do you go to close the deal? Do you go to a title company? And how do you deal with the taxes also?
Well, the taxes is negotiated. If there's back taxes, I can take care of them, or the seller can. As far as with the closing, with the vacant land parcels, I do all my closings with the title company. So if it comes with land, always go through a title company. They pull a title. If I'm just doing the mobile homes, I probably basically just do my own title search online. And then when I meet the sellers at the DMV or the tax assessor's office, I have them bring the title with the driver's license and then with a licensed notary. And then we just do everything, one day at the DMV when it's just the mobile homes by itself.
Okay. All right. And so, what are your thoughts about investing in a park? Because it doesn't sound like you invest in the park whatsoever. Do you have any thoughts regarding that?
So I haven't been investing in parks, and I've thought about it. I think that's an avenue that I want to go down. But I don't think investing in parks is an issue. But right now, with the position that I'm in, since I own the land, I have a lot more control. And I can make the rules because I'm creating the park. I know that when you target, the mobile home parks, they have the park managers and they have the rules, and some are investor friendly, some are not, and then you have lot rent, right? On top of that. So if all the numbers make sense on doing it in the park, then I say go for it. But right now I haven't touched actually marketing inside parks and dealing with parks. Only specifically mobile homes that come with land or just the land by itself.
Okay. And so, DeAndre, you're renting your mobile homes out that's on your land. So how do you go about screening your tenants? Or do you use some type of management company, or how does that work?
So I do use a property management company, but before I hire them, I asked them what their process was like. They do credit checks, they do background checks, sex offender checks. They make sure that all tenants make at least 3 times the rent. So they do most of the qualifying, and then they send me, before we make any decisions, they send me the tenant's profile before they just give the go. So if we get 3 potential candidates that wants to rent one home, and they'll send them to me, they'll say, "Hey, DeAndre, we have 3 potential tenants. All of them are, they're all suitable, they all fit, they all are ready to put in a deposit." They send me the profiles, and then just based on what I see, I go ahead and I choose the most appropriate tenant. But the property management company are the ones that do the legwork as far as the background, the credit, the income, all the necessary questions. So when they put it in front of me, I can easily make a decision based on all that information.
Okay. And how much would you say, because how many homes do you have on that land that you have now?
3 homes currently.
And how
Three
much is
homes.
that? And how much is that bringing you in, those three homes?
So right now, $3,200 a month at the moment. Before expenses, $33,200 a month gross.
Okay. And then that land has the capacity to have how many more mobile homes?
I'm gonna say so right now, that's basically what I'm waiting on at the moment. I'm actually talking with the county to figure out how many more mobile homes I can put on it. I know the basic general rule is 1 mobile home per acre. I know that. So with it being 6.9, I could say 6 mobile homes confidently, but they did tell me if I wanted to put more, then my land, the entire parcel has to perk. They said if it perks, you can do more than one mobile home per acre. If it doesn't perk, then it's one mobile home per acre. So,
Mm.
the perk test literally just did the perk test. I haven't got the results yet. I know the septic guy already saw them. So I'm literally next week coming up, well, Monday, I'm going to be requesting the perk test, getting back with the county, figuring out what is the maximum amount of mobile homes I can put. And whatever they tell me or whatever it is, then I'm going to be shooting for that, for the absolute max.
Wow. So you're looking, and I'm just throwing a number out. If you already got three and you're getting 3,200, you're looking at doubling that for the other three that could possibly come in there. That's
Yep,
amazing.
exactly.
Wow.
And then there's a lot of demand in the area as well. And then I also found out in this specific area in Mississippi that they're going to be building some steel dynamics, like a steel mill. And it's going to be I think 1,000 to 2,000 added jobs to the area with like a $93,000 salary. So they're doing a lot of building and there's a lot going on in the area. And just but even before that even comes, I mean, just now when we post one of these mobile homes for rent, I'm just getting constant phone calls, constant emails, constant inquiries. I would probably say that it's probably 10 people per home. It was like 10 people that need a place to live, but we only have one spot available, one mobile home available. So that's why I'm trying to maximize the amount of mobile homes I can put so I can at least, I may not be able to solve the problem, but I can at least help with the affordable housing issue in the area, especially with that new steel mill coming in. Those people going to need a place to rent, live, all things of that nature. So, well, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. But listen at what you just said, DeAndre, wouldn't it make more sense to just keep renting the mobile homes out than thinking about seller financing?
So yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of both. That's why I'm renting them now. But I know that if I wanted to truly, truly turn it into a mobile home park, I know that people who own the mobile home parks, they don't own most of the properties. They just own and finance them and they charge lot rent. So, I'm kind of in the middle of both, to be honest with
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do what makes the most sense financial wise and work wise. So if it makes more financial sense and time sense to own the finance, then I will. If it makes more sense to just rent them, then I'll do that. It just depends on the less headache and maximizing income. So, because obviously when you rent them out, when there's maintenance calls, you gotta get the contractors to fix the stuff and maintenance the property, fix whatever needs to be fixed. But when you own and finance them, the person who owns the home, they fix the problems, they pay the property tax. So you transfer a lot of your maintenance expenses to the person that owns it. So there's pros and cons to both. But that's I'm in the middle of both at the moment. I'm actually thinking about maybe owning finance in one, keeping the other ones rented. I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best option, especially what's coming to the area at the moment. So
Well, what do you think you could get for lot rent out there?
I have to I'm gonna say because I went on the website of one mobile home park and lot rent at one park, I think it was 350 to $400, something of that nature. So I
Mhm.
called and I was considering the RV park as well. I looked into the RVs. I was calling and going on the website of the RV parks, mobile home parks. I was considering all of that. I literally have all that stuff written down. So for the mobile home parks, I was getting prices of $350, $400. And then the RV parks in the area, they were probably getting, I'm gonna say $50 a day or no, $50 a week, I believe, or something of that nature. But
Okay, you said $50 a day. I'm like, okay, sign me up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a day. I think it was a week. That's what I'm going to correct and say a week. I'm sorry, because $50 a day,
Right.
that's crazy. So I think it was a week.
I was about to wire you some money today. $50 a day. That's a good money.
I know, right? I know.
And so, DeAndre, on average, how much would you spend like on the rehab? Are you doing the rehab yourself?
I'm not doing it myself. Like I'm not physically going there myself. I have contractors in the area and they rehab single families, they rehab mobile homes, they'll rehab whatever you put in front of them. So I'm hiring the rehab companies to do it. And let's just say on my double wide home that I had to do a rehab on, I think I spent $30,000 on rehab to rehab that, which was I thought was going to be a lot more and a lot more expensive because the owner told me that, hey, this home need to be tore down. I don't even think it's livable. And even though he said that, my contractors had another opinion. They told me we could save it. Here's our quote. And I went ahead and went with that. As far as the second home that I bought it from the dealership, so it was brand new. I just had to, pay, and then the dealership paid for all it was like the dealership kind of made everything easier because they do the dirt pad, the electrical, the plumbing, they do everything for you. You just got to get the water and the lights cut on and stuff of that nature. And then with this third one that I bought directly from the seller, um, there was honestly minimal to no work needed. I actually flew to Mississippi. I looked at it myself, went all around the property, and it passed my inspection. It was good. But normally, though, before I decide to purchase these mobile homes, I do get an inspector to go inspect them, number one. Number two, I also send my transportation guy there because the if you can't move it, then you can't. Well, for me, I couldn't. You can't do nothing with it if you can't move it. So I sent the inspector there. Everything clear with him. Whatever. Sent my transportation guy there. He said, "Hey, this home is good. It can be moved." So and then I went there myself, and then I confirmed everything. So so it passed that, and then now that's how I went about getting it.
Hmm. And so the second home that was new, how much did you pay for that one?
That one was 69. It was a single wide, 3 to 1,216 square feet. That one was roughly 69 grand.
Okay. And then the third one, how much?
The third one, I got that one for 30. So like I said, the second one was a 2022 brand new, 69 grand. The one that I just bought, I bought it for $30,000 from the owner of the 2012 three-bed, two-bath, 1,280 square feet.
Okay. Okay. And so the newer home that was roughly about $70,000. So do you have a mortgage on that or what are you doing?
Yeah, the mobile home dealer, they did financing on it. Yeah. You put a
Okay.
down payment and then they give you financing. Correct.
Okay. And how long of a mortgage can you have? Is it like a single family home? Could you do 30 years or
Well, you can, but the thing is with the mobile home dealers, and then the price points are a little bit cheaper. So at the 69,000, it was more of like a 10 to 15 year. You can,
okay.
so because the payment still made sense. So I just did it for 15 years.
Right. So you might as well say that the other two mobile homes that you have on that property, they're paying for that newer model mobile home that you had delivered. Would that be
Yep, that's
safe to say?
correct. Yep, correct.
Excellent. 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 Okay. So have you had any issues like having to evict anybody, any legal issues that you've had since you've been in this business?
No legal issues as of yet. But there was a problem that I dealt with, not with the properties in general legally, but I had a problem with one tenant. One of the tenants the tenant that I put in the first double wide home, the one that I very first fixed up and put in there. I think that she was under the impression that all of the land was, it was going to be for her, to put all her stuff for. I don't know why she thought that because once I got that first home delivered, she was kind of like telling the property management company that it's illegal and all this stuff. Like I didn't give permission for a new home to be put there. So I think that in her head, I think she thought that she owns the place and she's not renting it. I think she thinks that she was
Yeah.
renting I think she thinks that she was renting the entire land. Yeah, I think she was renting the home and the land. But I had to have my property manager explain to her, like, you just renting that. We're renting the house to you. We're not renting the entire 7 acre parcel to you. So that was kind of, she just gave a little bit of pushback. And because, in certain areas, when you're investing in, certain areas, a lot of people they can be very territorial, and they don't like people right next to them, or they want their space. So I kind of get where she's coming from with that specific area that I'm investing in. But at the same time, if you don't own it, you can't make no decisions on it. So,
Right.
um, yeah. So like, I'll give you a more recent example with the tenant that's in the first property. So I got the third one delivered. I got the third one delivered, right? So it's all literally, they're all three of them side by side now. And my septic guy, the guy who the plumber, electrician, the septic dirt pad guy, he called me and told me that, she went up to him and she's like, "What are you doing here? You have no permission to be here. You can't be doing this." And he told her like, "Hey, DeAndre is the owner. I'm doing exactly what DeAndre tells me to do." Then he asked her, "Do you own this place?" Like, "No, I'm renting it." Well, he said, "I'm doing what DeAndre tells me to do." So that's probably the only issue. I would say that's probably the biggest problem I've had. But as far as any other legal, no, I would just say it's more of a tenant territorial issue at this point, I would say.
But
But there's,
Deandre, she's only really truly renting. She's not renting to own, right?
yeah, so she's just renting the home. She thinks that she was, I think in her impression, she was renting the entire 7 acre parcel. So I don't know. The lease is just the property address. That does not include the entire parcel. That's just the home by itself. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
So
and she got a
we're
whole acre of land. I mean, how much how much
that's what I'm saying.
space
I
you need?
don't know how much. I don't know. And then also on that 7 acre parcel as well, I do have a storage building on it, right? So it's a storage building. It's a 2 story storage building. It does need to be rehabbed. I haven't touched it yet. The reason I haven't touched it is because I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet. Whether I want to fix it up and maybe I can rent that or do something with that, or I could just keep it as a storage. I don't know, but she put all her stuff in there, all her extra, storage. And I specifically told her, and we told her like, "Hey, this storage place is off limits. The reason why it's off limits is because we know it needs work and it needs to be worked on. So this place is off limits." But I guess with all the storage and all the stuff that she had, she decided to go in there and put all her stuff in there anyway, even though we told her not to. Um, but like I said, she has enough space. But once she starts seeing other homes get there, get delivered, and the construction starts, she's going up to my contractors and giving them issues. So my property manager has addressed that with her for the second time. So her lease is coming up to be renewed soon, and I'm going to be speaking with my property manager, determining whether we should renew the lease or not. But I just say all that to say that, no matter what you're doing, no matter what type of investing you're doing, you're always going to encounter some type of issue, some type of pushback, whether it's maintenance, whether it's tenants, whether it's property management, whether it's the city or the county. You're going to have some kind of struggles or obstacles along the way. So you just got to work through it and, figure it out as you go along. But you're going to have problems no matter what. And I went into this knowing like, hey, obstacles are going to come. I'm going to have to face them, and I'm going to have to face them head on. So whatever you decide to do, whether you're buying mobile home parks, buying mobile homes, wholesaling them, you're going to have obstacles you got to get through. You got to figure it out no matter
Right.
what.
Right. So Deandre, would it be safe to say you don't have any partners? You're doing this by yourself, correct?
No partners doing it all by myself. That's correct.
Wow, that's very impressive. Very impressive. So, would you have any words of advice for somebody trying to get into the mobile home business or trying to, buy land like you do?
I say start now. I say don't waste no time. Don't hesitate. I say get into mobile home investing today. Into land investing today. So I would start now. I would take a course. I would do what I have to do to start learning. The more you start learning and the faster you start making mistakes, the more experience and stuff you're gonna get that you're gonna need once you get more experience. So because truth is you can do this with little to no capital at all, especially when you're just wholesaling them. And then while you're doing all these wholesale deals, learning about land and mobile homes, right? Then in the future, you could start thinking, all right, I want to start buying these for myself, either buying the mobile homes, buying the land and getting the mobile homes delivered. You could take whichever route you want, or you could just buy existing mobile home parks, right? So there's different ways you can get into it, but I say start learning it today and start with the most low cost way to get into it if possible, so you can start learning. But it's the place to be, and I really like the mobile home and land stuff way more than I like the single family stuff. Way more, way better.
So Deandre, how long were you in the single family home? Because you said you've been in basically the mobile home land business about a year.
Hmm.
How long were you in the single family home
I was
business?
on single family homes 3 years before that. So I was actually started wholesaling single families. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it, because the marketing dollar, like if I had to compare the marketing dollars to get a single family home deal and the marketing dollars to get a land deal or a mobile home deal, it was just two different numbers. Like you could spend 5 grand to get us to do a single family home deal. I could spend $500 or less and get a land deal or a mobile home deal and marketing, advertising, all that stuff. So, it just made a lot more sense to stick with the land and the mobile homes. So, but yeah, I was doing houses for a few years before that. Yeah. And I actually,
Wow.
and I own a couple. I own two regular single families. Honestly, and I've thought about, I've exercised, I'm not sure yet. I thought about selling one of them to do more to buy a base. So if I sell that single family home that I got, I can probably buy 2 or 3 mobile homes with that. So that's kind of what I'm considering at the moment. But I'm not trying to get out of the single family home business because it is decent and it's good. And I like the area that I'm in. But I like the mobile homes and the land better as
Mhm.
far as what I'm experiencing.
What about keeping the single family home and pulling the equity off of the single family?
I could do that. I could do that too. But the thing is, I buy virtually in multiple states. So right now, I own property in Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi. So I'm thinking about more of niching down to a specific area versus being so spread out, right? And then one of the single family homes that I have is in Alabama. It's the only property that I own in Alabama. So I can pull the equity out of it. But right now, the property needs work. I need to get it fixed up at the moment. And there's currently tenants in there so I bought it with existing tenants in there. And the property does need rehab. It needs roof, plumbing, it needs everything. It needs it needs all everything. But the tenants that live there, they've been living there for years. So and right now they're on a month to month. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this home. I can just sell it as is, the way it is. I can fix it up, pull the equity out, and then put it into the mobile homes. But so yeah, or because the thing is, I like the area, but like I said, I don't want to be too spread it out. I want to niche
Right.
down. I want to niche. I don't believe in like being too spread it out, and you're really not getting as far. I feel like when you niche down and you focus, you get a lot further. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's why me and my brother stay within a 90-mile radius of where we live. All this over here, over there, it's too much. I'm too old for this. But I tell you what, DeAndre, I am so impressed with what you have accomplished. A lot of people haven't. I haven't even accomplished what you have, and you've only been in the business like what, 3 or 4 years between single family home and the mobile home business.
Yeah.
At your age is very, very impressive. So, man, I'm just impressed, and I'm glad that you allowed us to, interview you. So I really appreciate that. Do you have any final words, or are you able to share your contact information? Maybe, somebody can contact you regarding, maybe a mobile home they have on land that they're trying to sell or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you can get in contact with me. I'll give them my business cell number. It's 407-907-1646. And you can text me, you can call me, send me your deals, or if you have a question, you can call and ask. And as far as final words, I would just say that I would say start now. Start now, at least try, even if it's not for you, I say start anyway, because once you start doing it, then it will reveal itself to you. Because I started off real estate with just single families. Then the single families led to me learning about land. And then the land stuff led to me learning about mobile homes. So everything. It was just so getting into the single family home space, I feel like it was kind of a gateway to get me to where what I really wanted to do, which is the mobile home stuff. So when I figured it out, it was like a no-brainer. Like land and mobile homes, no brainer. The single family homes, I like it, but I don't like it as it gives, the mobile homes and the land give me a spark. The single family homes don't give me a spark as much as the mobile home and the land do. So I would say whatever you want to do, start it. And if it's not for you, then the path will be revealed to you as you're doing it.
All right. All right, guys, there you have it. This is Kelly from Hills, Deals, and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course. We had a special guest on today, Mr. Deandre Anderson. And DeAndre, I appreciate everything that you done said up in here today. And I thank you for your time. And make sure you send me your contact information, okay?
Yes, we'll do. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.